The other day I was talking to a new homeowner. The new homeowner had shared with me they had closed on their new home about a month ago, and their AC has since gone out in just a month's time. And they said, Andrew, you know, we just had a home inspection. It was like, what, 6 or 7 weeks ago? How could the home inspector have missed something this big, and now we're looking at getting the AC replaced? Well, that's what we're going to talk about in today's episode. We're going to talk about the 5 reasons why a home inspector might miss something big. My name is Andrew Finney, your real estate geek. If you need help finding a top agent where you live, or if you simply want to drop me a line to say hello, my contact info is below. If you're new here, please go ahead and subscribe to this channel now and like this video. For reference, I upload 6 days a week. Be sure to tap the bell icon and YouTube will notify you of one of the videos that I produce. Okay, team, so let's take a closer look at this. Nobody's ever perfect, right? A home inspector doesn't wake up one day and say, hey, I'm going to be a mediocre home inspector today, or hey, I don't like these people, so I'm not going to do a good inspection. That's not the case. Professionals take pride in what they do, and home inspectors are no different. Home inspectors want to give you the most accurate and realistic picture of your home inspection at the time that they inspect the home. Now, that last phrase is what's critical there, at the time they inspected the home. So let's look at 5 reasons why a home inspector could miss something big. So let's lead in with number 1. Home inspectors can't predict the future. I mean, none of us really can. None of us have that crystal ball that says, hey, this is what's going to happen a year from now, a month from now, 10 years from now, and you could play your cards right based upon this crystal ball. I mean, if we had that, if we had 20/20 foresight, that'd be freaking amazing. All of us could make the best decisions for our life and everything would be perfect, right? Unfortunately, that's not how it works. It's just not the case. So a home inspection is good at the time that it's being performed, right? So what that means is if your home inspection was like Saturday at 3 p.m., that home inspection is only going to be as good at that time at Saturday at 3 p.m., not going forward, because they don't know what's going to happen. They can inspect things, and most home inspectors use a 1600-point checklist. You probably noticed in your home inspection report that they use a little laser gun to test the temperature and make sure that it's in the appropriate differentials. A lot of home inspectors will tell you what it means if it's a little bit higher or a little bit lower, and suggest whenever they should actually get a certified HVAC professional in there to take care of it or take a closer look at it. So be realistic with yourself and be realistic with your home inspector, and understand that the future predictions, leave it out. They're going to give you the most accurate report as possible at the time of your home inspection. The second one is a home inspector can't see what they can't see. It's kind of common sense, right? Let's say that you're buying a house and the owner is still there. Now, likely that owner still has painting on the walls. They still have furniture in their house. They have arm walls against the wall. They have clothes in their closet, right? It's very common that this happens until they get ready to move out at the end of closing, right? So what happens is if a home inspector goes in that house and maybe a defective component was behind that arm wall or behind that television, how are they supposed to see it? They're not going to be able to see it. They can't see into the foundation of your house either. They can't see into the pipes of the plumbing or all of the electrical work that are inside of the walls. None of us are Superman. We don't have that X-ray vision, Superman or Supergirl, right? We don't have that X-ray vision to be able to see everything. So we have to be realistic about that. Now, ideally, if it's a vacant home, they give you a much more accurate snapshot in time as far as what that home's condition is, because there's nobody there. But even then, they can't see into the walls. They can't see into the ground. They can't see into these things. Another example is to consider the attic space. When was the last time you were ever in an attic? Did you notice there's some nooks and crannies in the attic that are just going to be completely inaccessible no matter how hard you try to get there? You probably did, right? So those are areas that if something went out in that area, maybe there was plumbing ran up there, maybe there was electrical ran up there, maybe there was something else ran up there, air ducts or whatever, how are you going to be able to access that point to get a good thorough inspection? They can't see what they can't see. So the third thing is that home inspectors can't move furniture. When a seller is selling their property, they currently own that property. They are not movers, and they do not take the liability or the risk associated with it to move furniture. That's not one of their responsibilities. So a home inspector won't move any of it unless the seller is going to move it or move it out. If there are huge sections that a wall are covered up with the arm walls, bookshelves, you might want to just assume that those walls are going to need some paint once the house is vacant, because paint discolors in different ways. When the old owners purchased the home, maybe they did a repaint and they just put their arm wall in place before they painted. Who knows what happened, right? So you might want to just assume that it's going to go ahead and need to be repainted. Similar to that, the inspector can't report on what is behind or beneath the furnishings either, because they can't see it. It goes back to they can't predict the future, they can't see what they can't see, and they can't move the furniture. Number 4, home inspectors are not subject matter experts in every field. I know this one could come as a shocker. We like to think that home inspectors are like a master of a house, right? They know everything about a house. They are the ultimate in inspecting a house. A home inspector's job is to be a licensed and bonded and insured home inspector, but they don't know everything. They are not in-depth specialists in different trades like electricians or plumbers or engineers. Those are in-depth trades where people go to school just for that function. What a home inspector is they're a very knowledgeable source of information that have a very strong working knowledge of the components of the home and how it works. That's why if you've ever bought a home, or if you talk to your friends or family members that have bought a home that had a home inspection performed, the home inspector may have made a comment, hey, so I noticed this about the HVAC system. It seems that you might want to contact a licensed HVAC professional and take a look at it. Or hey, I noticed this about the plumbing. you may want to contact a certified plumber to come out and take a closer look at this. And that's your opportunity during your buyer due diligence phase to go ahead and call out any other tradesmen for in-depth and specialized home inspection reports if you need them specifically for electrical or plumbing or whatever. It's a whole separate type of inspection, but it's an option that you would have available to you during your buyer due diligence period. And if the inspector does share anything like that with you, then consider it kind of like a red flag, or at least ways a warning flag or cautionary flag that you might want to have a specialized inspector go ahead and check it out, being the electrician, the plumber, or the engineer, whatever the case may be. And number 5, home inspectors usually don't inspect everything. Most commonly, a licensed, bonded, insured home inspector is going to be using like a 1600 point checklist, but that doesn't cover any kind of inspection for termites or other insect activity. They're not a pest inspector, they're a home inspector. So if you want a pest inspection or a termite inspection, it's a different cost and a different inspector that would be coming in. I don't know what the cost is where you live, but I can share with you here in Las Vegas, a termite inspection or a pest inspection, if you will, is generally about $80. I mean, it's not a whole lot of money whenever you think about the inspection itself, and they come in, they do their job, and they issue a report whether they were present or not at the time of their inspection. Everybody has these different disclaimers in there that everything is only subject to the time of the inspection. Consider a home inspection like this. If you go into your bank account right now, you type in your information, you go into mint.com or whatever app that you're using to manage your finances, right? And you take a look at your finances. It's going to have a certain balance. Let's say that your balance is like $25,000 in the bank, right? So if you go back to your account in a month, is that going to be exactly the same? Is it going to be up or is it going to be down? Well, it's more than likely it's going to be some kind of a change, whether it's up a penny or down a penny, or whether it's up a lot or down a lot, right? Why? Because we live and we take withdrawals and we make deposits and we have this thing called life, right? It's never going to be the same as it was at that exact moment in time when we looked at it. A home inspector is the same way. The home can always change. And I'll share with you out of personal experience whenever I bought my house that I'm living in right now. You know, look, I had a really good home inspection done on my property. They caught a couple of really interesting things, like there was a hole in the ductwork and everything. I was super happy they caught that. I was able to get the seller to fix that, but they said the AC worked, and it did work. I was in my house for an entire month until my AC went out. And when it went out, I was like, oh my God, you know, I had just had this thing home inspected a month ago and now it's already broken. Well, fortunately I had a home warranty in place. So for a $75 deductible, it replaced a $5,000 AC unit, which I was very grateful for the fact that I decided to purchase a home warranty along with my house. That's a different conversation that you may want to have with your trusted real estate advisor, because they really can save you a lot of money. I mean, it's $500 to $600 well invested into your home for your peace of mind and comfort. Even if something as small as a water heater goes out, generally you're looking at $800 to $1,400 depending on what has to be done on the installation side of that hot water heater. But the hot water heater itself would be purchased for like 75 bucks deductible, right? Something to think about, something to consider. Now, as always, if you have a question to a home inspector, if you attend that home inspection, you can always ask them questions that might be of concern to you at that time and ask them to take an extra close look at it. Home inspectors are on your side and they really do want to give you a very accurate report as much as possible with everything they can find to give to you to help you make a well-informed decision as far as your repair request is concerned, or just giving you an overview of what you're walking into and what kind of home that you're buying in its current condition. Tell us what you're thinking about this episode in the comment section below and share your savvy tips with us. Thank you. I'm going to go ahead and pop up my contact information. If you'd like to drop me a line, or if you simply need help finding a top agent where you live, please let me know. Always love to hear from you. If you haven't already done so, I'm going to ask you to do 3 things. Number 1, please subscribe to this channel. Number 2, please like this video. Number 3, please share this video around with someone you know is going to be able to help, because just like you, I'm sure you know someone else that's getting ready to go through the home inspection process and they probably get a little bit of anxiety, a few jitters, and could use a little bit of peace of mind. Please share this video with them. Thank you. And between now and next time, I'm wishing you and yours a lifetime full of love, wealth, abundance, and happiness. Thank you for watching today, team, and enjoy an amazing day.